Count function counts only the numeric values that appear in the list of arguments. This function does not count text values, logical values, and error values. If I want to count these non-numeric values, for this the COUNTA function is used. In value 1 box, select this cell references range, click OK. Count function counts these cells in this range that contain numbers and returns 7 in this cell. In this range there are 12 cells. This cell has numeric value. This cell has also numerical value. This cell, this cell, this cell, and these two cells. Active this cell. Function does not count this cell because this number is enclosed in the question marks. Excel consider this cell as text. As a result, count function does not count this cell. Active this cell. This cell has error value. That is the reason function does not count this cell. Active this cell. This cell contains date value, but basically this date value is number. Format this cell. Right click on this cell. Click Format Cells. Click Number. Click OK. So date value is actually number value. As a result, function count this value. Active this cell. This cell has logical value. Count function does not count these cells that contains logical values. As a result, function does not count this cell and returns 7. So count function is used to count those cells in the range that contain numeric values. This function also does not count the blank cell. As this cell is blank cell, function does not count this cell. Now I use COUNTA function. Active this cell. Click More Functions arrow button. Click COUNTA function. This function counts the number of cells in a range that are not empty. But this function counts the number of cells that contains text, logical, and error values. But it does not count blank cells. It only counts non-blank cells. In value 1 box, select this cell references range. Click OK. COUNTA function returns 12. There are 13 cells in this range. In this range, only one cell is blank cell. Function does not count this cell and returns 12. This function also counts empty cells that contains question marks. As this cell contains question marks, function consider this cell blank cell and returns 12 in this cell. This function counts those cells that contains text value, error value, and logical value. As well as count function does not count these cells that contains text, error, and logical values. So COUNTA function is used to count those cells that contains text, error, and logical values. But this function does not count the blank cells.